Thank you so much for being here with us. We're very honored to have you. Can you just share your name and what your work is? And yeah.
Well, thank you for having me here, for inviting me to speak. My name is Hinano Murphy. Uh, I come from Tahiti, a little island in the middle of the Pacific. My background is teaching, and I work now as a cultural advisor for Tetiaroa Society, a small NGO based in the middle of the Pacific, nearby Tahiti, north of Tahiti. And our program is mostly to use these little atolls as an open laboratory, a learning space for our youth, but also for everyone coming from all over the world. We know how much the ecosystem of an atoll is fragile, and it's a good example. So there we run restoration program, for the island, restoration of the habitats. We run also outreach program for the community, for our children. We run a lot of scientific program trying to bring the birds back to these atolls. But we really understood very fast that we cannot save our little atolls if we don't go global. And that's why now we are here. We are going to the ISA, and this is to trying to understand more, to bring back to the community, and have our community, trying to raise awareness among our community, and so they can understand more the challenges of today, and being more aware of how to protect and how to deal and how to reconnect with our island and bring all the care and the love that we have for our ocean, for Mother Earth, for every life being, every living being on our planet Earth.
Thank you so much for sharing that, and thank you for all the work that you do for all of us. Because when you've shared that when we are protecting one area, we're helping all 7 generations of life, of not just humans and children, but all life. I wanted to get your opinion on, how do the youth talk to the adults in a lot of our communities, that especially in the cities, that have forgotten this connection that you talk about and continue to destroy our collective environment. What is something that you could share or say to the youth or to the people that have forgotten that?
I think that this issue is a world, issue, that we have communities all over the world trying to face all these challenges today. And of course, trying to be connected to nature. It looks like today for us, it's a big, big problem, as it is a very simple act. It's a very simple, like you breathing air around you. It's that consciousness that we have to get and to regain, and by bringing that and trying to make our youth understand, make the young generation understand, but also it's a call to the elders to help make that connection and to come, and that goes through uh, learning your language, learning your culture, learning yourself, because this is who you are in your culture and what you are. And if you learn who you are and where you are anchored and bring that to the youth, I think this is one step. That's one of the first steps that we can do, is to really bring the youth to know who they are and where they come from. Where they come from is to acknowledge your ancestors, acknowledge your people, acknowledge your elders, and acknowledge the place you are living in. You have the luck to live in a place where we are called also, nature is calling us to give back, not to only take and take, because there is an end to this extracting. We have to learn how to give back to nature, to how to give back to our siblings. And for us, nature is our sibling. It's part of us. In our language, we don't have a word for nature. We borrow it from another language. But for us, we always look at everything surrounding us like relatives to us. Like it has got the essence of life. Like me, I have the essence of life. And it's because of all of us having this essence of life. We should share it, but we should also maintain it and care for it. And this is, I think, that essence of life, it is a gift from our ancestors who gave us life, but for all those who went, who passed away, but they're still there around us. And they're still in this environment that we're living because they care for us to have that life. They care for us to keep living as long as possible. But they all, I think the message today is nature is calling us to give back, to care, to give back our love to nature. Because you can't think of protecting something if you don't love. You have to love yourself. You have to love who you are. And then you are able to share it and to acknowledge every living species as something very important around you. When we look at the ocean, we don't look, if we want to spend a lot of time, we look at everything surrounding us. We look at fish, we look at big mammals, but we look also at birds, flying over, because there is a relationship between land and ocean. There is that friendship. There is that circulation of, the knowledge. We know water flows and goes into the ocean, but also go in the sky. And this is your elements. It's not only the land, but you have to also acknowledge that above you there is a sky, and there is life in the sky, and there is life under your feet. And we are able to stand on the back of our ancestors. And that brings pride to you because you're not somewhere else. You are just, imagine that you are stepping on the back of your ancestors, and your ancestors are carrying you all the time. All you have to do is to do that connection with it, with the connection with your ancestor. And it is the rivers, it is the water that flows and take you around and acknowledge every living species around you. And if you have that, and if you give that to your children, bring back the children to live, to come back and reconcile in nature, anywhere, It could be, a place where it is polluted, but if you bring back that love, that place is going to heal. Mother Nature do not need us to survive. We need Mother Nature. So we need us to acknowledge, we need us to give back to Mother Nature and say, we are still here, and we are strengthened by what you give us, and we are lucky, and it's just that gesture of saying, yes, I know you're there. I know you are my strength. I know you are, and the love I can give it to you, it's from the bottom of my heart and from the essence of my DNA going back to you, because you gave me back that. And the youth is our hope. I'm talking as a grandmother, and you are our hope to carry on that message. You are a force, because that's why we are standing today, because we want to give you that. We want to share that to the youth because you standing up today. So don't be weak. Just take that strength that you have anywhere you are and keep on going because you could overcome this. But it is a test from our Mother Earth, you know. It is a test. It's testing us how strong we are and how strong our youth is. The elders are still there. Don't think that they are gone. They're still there around you. And you have this message that you have to carry in your heart, in your mind, in your blood, in nature, in every living species. So I do believe in you and in everybody around. I do believe in nature, that nature is, but just listen, just and do things for our mother nature. Just listen and give love. Give love. And that love will operate it and turn it into an action that you will find in your heart. Where am I comfortable? Where can I stand to do something for Mother Nature? You will find it because you reconnect, you reconcile with everything that surrounds you. Every living species, living being around us. Reconcile, forgiveness, reconcile, and stand strong.
That's right. I've heard several people say, "Look, look, there's Moana's grandma." Can you share why they're saying that in the streets here at Wild 12?
Yeah, thank you. I think that I don't deserve that title, but I worked with Moana, with Disney for the movie for 5 years as being one of the cultural advisor for the movie. And I tell stories a lot for this movie and make sure that they don't miss the core of who we are. They don't miss that message of who we are. We are the people of the ocean. And the ocean is a living entity. The ocean is like our ancestor. And it's very important that the world know that 71% of this mass is ocean. And this is the blue of our island Earth. And it is very important that life is there. And that message, I think that movie makes me realize how much we touched the world with this movie, with Moana. Acting like Moana was, the ocean was an entity, could deal with, have that relationship with all human. But through Moana, through this little girl, that story came up. So I was very happy to share all the story of how I was born in the ocean, how my grandmother and how my mom was dealing and telling us stories, how I lived, very closely to this ocean. All stories that are funny sometimes and that are really important. But in grandma, in our family, they are the driving force because they know everything about giving birth, about raising children, about everything around, working hard, and they are the one who connect us with this holistic part, and finding the power to empower us as girls to stand up because you have to be strong to give birth, to live, to raise the children. You have to empower of all our daughters, and of course all our men. We are mothers of men and daughters, young men and young daughters. So this is what we wanted to show, is that grandmother are just not there to cook for us, but that holistic part of her, that spiritual part of her, speak to us and give us that power, that strength to overcome the challenges of tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So my call today is, we have crazy ideas of all nations in the world because of economy, because of, whatever, to strip mine our ocean. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to try to call for all indigenous people to rally to this cause that we have to protect the ocean. If there is no ocean, there is no us.
That's right.
There is no island Earth. And this is very important at this critical time where a lot of mining company, after having to mine all the land, they are having this idea that it's easier to go and mine and strip mine the ocean to get something that took millions of years to create. So removing all these from our ocean, it's removing life. Because if it took millions of years, we can't believe that we are going to give us healthy ocean for our children and next generation to come if it takes millions of years. This is the end of us. So my call want to be the call of every indigenous people, everyone that is listening, that is, thinking and caring about our Mother Earth. The urgency is saving our ocean.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time and for sharing your words. And we're going to be sharing this far and wide. And I know that your call is going to be heard. And I've been so inspired. My colleagues and everyone have been very inspired by your words and empowered too. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank, thank you so much to you. And we keep in touch. And I think that this is a good message. And it has been wonderful to meet you. And don't forget,
Yes.
I trust you, I believe in you, and stand up.
Thank you. May I give you a hug?